Hello everyone, I am Nandini Priya from Astra RV Hospital from Physiotherapy Department. Today I am going to talk regarding pre-operative physical activity and exercise training and post-operative physical activity and exercise training for the cardiac surgeries. First, let me tell you what is the importance of the pre-operative and the post-operative exercise session for the cardiac surgery. We need a structured exercise protocol to overcome the psychological and physiological aspect for the patient who is going to be posted for cardiac surgeries and also for the patient who has been undergone for the cardiac surgeries. Why they get psychological and the physiological aspect means psychologically they might go for depression or fear. Why that depression? They will be worried about their health status that they are going to end up in the surgery, and fear just for the hospitalization and how long that it will take for the hospital stay, so there will be fear and anxiety. Before going into the surgery, they will be worried about the surgery, how it going to perform. So to overcome all these things, we influence them, giving them a proper consultation about the physical activity, and this physical activity helps them to recover their depression, anxiety and fear as well. First, what is the first thing we do in the pre-operative session? Pre-operative session is mainly to gain the pulmonary training system and also to improve their physical activity post-operatively and to measure how they were there before the surgeries and after the surgeries, and also to reduce the hospital stay. So we train them giving the pre-operative services. So what all the pre-operative exercises that we going to have as a physical activity exercises? First, basically the patients will be trained for a warm-up exercises, followed by the pulmonary training. We train them breathing exercises. As you know, cardiac surgery involves the circulatory issues, so we teach them the circulatory exercises followed by the cool down exercises. So first we will go with the warm up exercises. The warm up exercises will be basic exercises which will not be strengthening exercises. Just first it will be concentrated on the head up and down, head side, neck turning to the right and the left, and slow rotation of the neck, followed by the shoulder, either patient in a sitting relaxed position or either patient in a standing position, lifting their both the hands up and down, and as well as lifting their both the hands to the 90 degree and opening the hands wide open and also closing. This can be done along with the breathing exercises pattern also. Sitting in the relaxed chair sitting position, ask the patient while lifting their hands up, they have to coordinate the breathing exercises, inspirations. Slowly when they are lifting the hand up, they have to inspire, and slowly when they are bringing the hand towards the body, they have to exhale. Same as well when they are taking the hands out of the body, they have to inhale and they have to exhale slowly. And third thing is they can hold both the hands on the behind the head so that the chest will be wide open. It will influence more for the chest expansion, and they can be like slow inspiratory hold followed by the slow expiratory hold. We'll start with the breathing exercise technique. First is going to be the deep breathing exercises. Patient now have to inhale slowly through the nose and exhale through the nose. This has to be very deep, that the breathing oxygen should be inspired until the abdomen. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes. Second is going to be a diaphragmatic breathing exercises. Placement of hand on chest, one hand, and second is on the abdomen. Make sure that first when you are inspiring, the stomach has to blot out first. When you are breathing in, stomach has to blot out and exhale through the mouth. Breathe in and breathe out. Yes. Third is going to be the pursed lip breathing. Slowly inhale through the nose, and with the closed lip, with a small opening, they have to exhale. Yes. Breathe in slowly through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Fourth is going to be little tough, and it can be depend on the individual capacity. Fourth is going to be the sustained inspiration hold, that is also called as sustained maximal inspiration. Now they have to slowly inhale through the nose and hold it for at least few seconds and exhale through mouth or nose. and hold it few counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale through the mouth. How much ever second you are able to hold, you can hold it. It's not under compulsion. And fifth is going to be, we are going to monitor under the device system like incentive spirometer. We will have one small incentive spirometer where they will have 3 balls. The patient has to keep that on their mouth and they have to slowly inhale like how they suck the juice, and the ball will slowly goes up according to the patient capacity. Now we start with the self-free exercises. First we do neck and head movement. Now neck up and down slowly, 1 and slowly 2, and neck side rotation, 1 and 2, and neck side bending, 1 and 2. Slowly, how much ever possible, goes for neck rotation. Clockwise 1 and anti-clockwise 2. Then we proceed with the shoulder exercises. In a sitting relaxed position, both the hands on the thighs. From the thigh position, patient has to lift up to 90 degrees of the shoulder flexion and down. 1 and 2. Then goes for full range shoulder flexion, 1 and 2. Now keeping both the hands together and wide opening, 1 and 2. All these exercises can be coordinated along with the breathing exercises. When they move away from the body, they have to breathe in. When they bring both the hands together towards the body, they have to breathe out according to their extent, according to their level. Now clasp both the hand behind the head, and it's called a butterfly breathing activities where they inhale when they bring together and exhale when they take it out. Inhale 1 and exhale 2. Next is going to be both the hands tied at the thoracic spine in the posterior aspect. And slowly stretch your back and front along with the breathing exercises. Yes, 1 and 2. Yes. Next is going to be both the hands clasped at the back of the head, and you are going to twist your upper body towards left and the right. Coordinate along with the breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we go for the free exercises for the leg, and also it helps in the circulatory exercises as well. We go for a ankle up and down. Ankle dorsiflexion and plantar flexion, 1 and 2. Then we go for ankle rotation clockwise, slowly, and anti-clockwise. Then we go for ankle inversion in eversion. Turning the foot inwards is called inversion, and turning the foot outwards called eversion. 1 and 2. Then we do exercises for the knee as well. Lifting the knee, leg rise on the seated position. Seated leg rise, slowly 1 and 2. 1 and 2. In the sitting position, we can do seated marching, lifting the leg up and down. 1, 2, 1, 2. These are the movement with the breathing exercise techniques that we follow for the pre-operative sessions. First, initially the warm-up, that is for the gentle joint up and down. Then we go for the shoulder exercises, that lifting up and down and sideways. And we can also do fingers and the wrist, because the cardiac surgery happens upper body, so it should not spoil any it should not affect any upper limb movements, so they have to do finger, wrist and elbow movements so that they keep them active and they don't reduce to the range of motion of the body. And strictly the strengthening exercises before the surgery is avoidable, so gentle stretching can be influenced, like back stretching, upper back stretching, lower back stretching and side bendings. These all can be influenced in the pre-operative sessions, including the warm-up, breathing exercise, circulatory exercises and cool down, including the self-free activities that the patient can prepare themselves for the surgery.